Welcome back to Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, the place where ordinary Americans discover that destiny has been hiding inside their pocket change. Tonight's episode is not just a video. It is a journey into a world where a single small silver coin can carry the weight of a lifetime of dreams. Somewhere in a dusty drawer in an old family jar, or forgotten inside a jacket you haven't worn for years, there may be a Mercury dime waiting silently, holding a fortune that could change your bloodline forever. Most people walk past these treasures every single day without a single clue. They hear the word dime and think small, but the collectors, the experts, and the people who know the secrets understand something different. Some dimes are not money, they are destiny in metal form. Today I'm revealing the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable Mercury dimes in today's market. Coins surrounded by mystery, history, and unbelievable power. Each one of these pieces has a story that can make your heart race and your hands shake. We will walk through their origins, their hidden features, and the reasons collectors fight over them like gold hunters battling for the last chest of treasure. Do not skip a second, because the coin you ignore might be the very one sitting in your own home. Stay with me, feel the suspense build, and remember, every legend begins with someone who decided to look closely. Coin number 1. The story of the 1927 Mercury dime without a mint mark begins in an America that was roaring with ambition and trembling with change. The nation was dancing to jazz, cities were rising toward the clouds, and deep inside the Philadelphia Mint, presses were striking coins that would travel through millions of hands. No one in that moment imagined that a small silver dime leaving the mint in 1927 would one day become a symbol of hidden wealth. This coin was born in an era when craftsmanship still carried soul, when every strike of the die left a fingerprint of history. Its composition of 90% silver and 10% copper gave it strength, but time gave it character. The gray dots you see today are like battle scars from nearly a century of survival. Collectors feel something different when they hold this coin. It is not just metal, it is a witness. It may have paid for train tickets, warm meals, or a child's first candy during the Great Depression that followed only a few years later. The absence of a mint mark tells us it came from Philadelphia, the heart of American coinage, yet that simple missing letter has turned into one of the greatest magnets for collectors. Many 1927 dimes were spent, lost, melted, or worn beyond recognition, but a few escaped fate and now live like crowned kings inside collections. The circulated condition with gray dots gives proof that this coin walked through real life, and that authenticity makes experts' hearts beat faster. What makes this dime unique is not loud at first glance. You must look closer, the way treasure hunters study ancient maps. The portrait of Liberty wearing her winged cap, often called Mercury, shows delicate lines that on most coins have faded into ghosts. On this piece, traces remain like whispers from 1927. The rims, the lettering, and the reverse fasces symbol still carry enough definition to confirm its noble identity. Those gray dots, which untrained eyes might mistake for flaws, are actually signatures of age that tell the coin's true story. Advanced collectors know that originality is power, and this dime wears its originality like a royal cloak. Rarity is the heartbeat of value, and the 1927 no-mint Mercury dime has a pulse that grows stronger every year. The mintage numbers alone cannot explain the scarcity because survival is what truly matters. Decades of circulation destroyed the majority, and only a thin population reached our time with recognizable features. Demand among American collectors has turned fierce, almost emotional. Auctions have become arenas where bidders chase this date, as if chasing a piece of the American dream itself. Every time one appears, the room changes temperature. People understand that opportunities like this do not knock twice. Imagine being the person who finds such a coin unexpectedly. The weight of it in your palm would feel different once you knew the truth. This is why collectors study rolls, inheritances, estate boxes, and old change jars with almost sacred patience. The 1927 dime teaches a powerful lesson. Greatness often hides behind ordinary faces. What looks like a simple circulated piece can actually be a sleeping giant. Now let the suspense break open. The current market value of the 1927 Mercury dime without mint mark, in the circulated condition with gray dots exactly as described, is reported around an astonishing $320. Zero. Think about that number. Not as ordinary money, but as a mountain of opportunity compressed into a coin smaller than your fingertip. This is the kind of treasure that can rewrite family history overnight. Experts across the market speak with one voice that pieces like this are climbing higher, as serious collectors compete harder each year. The doors to finding such wealth are still open, and the value trend continues rising like a powerful tide. This is not fantasy talk. This is the reality that seasoned numismatists witness every season. For collectors, the tips are clear and golden. Never clean a coin like this. Its natural skin is its crown. Store it with respect, away from moisture and careless hands. Learn to recognize the Philadelphia strike characteristics and the authentic aging patterns. Patience is your greatest weapon. Rushing to sell can mean leaving a mountain of future gain behind. Study, protect, and believe in the process, because coins reward those who treat them like living history. In conclusion, the 1927 no-mint Mercury dime stands like the first chapter of an epic book. It proves that American coinage is not just currency, but a landscape of hidden miracles. Whoever owns this piece holds more than silver. They hold a key that many search for their entire lives. And remember, my friends, the market for treasures like this is growing louder every single day, calling new collectors into the hunt. Stay close to Rare U.S. Coin Secrets because this channel brings fresh updates every day, uncovering coins that can place real, undeniable treasure into ordinary hands. The journey has just begun. 9 more legendary Mercury dimes are waiting to shake your imagination. Do not move. The next coin might be even closer to your own story. Coin number 2. The year 1942 was carved in fire and courage. America was standing in the shadow of World War II. Factories were roaring day and night, and the heartbeat of the nation was echoing through steel mills and shipyards. Out of that dramatic moment in history, inside the San Francisco Mint, a Mercury dime was born, quiet, shining, unaware that decades later it would be spoken about like a legend. This coin traveled through a world filled with soldiers' letters, victory gardens, and ration books. Every gray spot on its surface is like a tiny chapter from those turbulent days. And the beautiful look it still carries today feels almost impossible and as if time itself decided to protect it. When collectors hold a 1942 with S Mint Mercury dime, they are not just holding currency, they are touching the spirit of wartime America. The S beneath the fasces on the reverse is more than a letter. It is a birth certificate, proving that this piece came from the historic San Francisco Mint, where fewer coins were struck compared to other mints. That single mark has turned ordinary metal into something that makes experienced numismatists breathe a little faster. The fine condition and elegant gray toning give this coin the appearance of an old warrior who has returned from battle, still proud, still dignified. The Mercury design itself feels alive on this specimen. Liberty wearing her winged cap symbolizes freedom of thought, and on this coin the details remain strong enough to speak clearly across more than 80 years. The reverse shows the fasces and olive branch, strength and peace locked together. And on this piece, those symbols seem almost brighter because of the coin's remarkable preservation. The gray spots scattered across the surface are not damage, they are natural fingerprints of age, marks that prove authenticity in a market flooded with lifeless imitations. Experts know that such honest toning often increases desire rather than reducing it. Rarity wrapped in beauty is a dangerous combination for collectors, and the 1942 S Mercury dime possesses both. Many coins from this year were lost in the chaos of wartime circulation, spent by families who never imagined the future value sleeping in their hands. Silver drives, melting programs, and decades of everyday use slowly erased countless examples. What survived to our time in fine condition is only a thin, trembling fraction. Demand today burns hotter than ever because new generations of American collectors are realizing that opportunities like this are doors that close quickly. There is something emotional about this coin that numbers alone cannot explain. Imagine the people who might have used it, a factory worker buying coffee before a long shift, a mother saving dimes for war bonds, a young soldier keeping one as a lucky charm before shipping overseas. All those invisible stories now live inside the small circle of silver. That emotional weight is exactly why serious buyers chase this date with almost fearless determination. They know they are not purchasing an object. They are rescuing a piece of American soul. Unique features make this particular description even more powerful. The fine condition means Liberty's hairlines and wing feathers still show respectable definition. The rims stand firm like protective walls, and the lettering has not surrendered to time. The beautiful overall look gives it eye appeal that photographs struggle to capture. In the world of rare coins, eye appeal is king, and this 1942 with S wears a royal crown. Specialists often say that coins choose their owners. In looking at this piece, you can almost believe that is true. Collector demand for this date has turned into a quiet storm. Every major show and private sale tells the same story. People are hunting the 1942 with S with intensity. The supply is not growing. It is shrinking as more coins disappear into long-term collections that may never release them again. Market watchers repeat the same warning. When opportunities become this narrow, values begin to climb like rockets. Those who hesitate often spend years regretting a single missed moment. Now the curtain of suspense lifts. The current market value of the 1942 Mercury dime with S mint mark, gray spots, beautiful look, and fine condition is an incredible $270 zeroth. Let that truth settle in your mind. A coin smaller than a shirt button, carrying the power of a massive treasure. This is the kind of wealth that feels unreal until you are the one holding it. Specialists across the country confirm that prices like this are not slowing. They are marching upward as more Americans enter the collecting arena. The market for elite Mercury dimes is rising day by day, and this piece stands in the front line like a crowned champion. Do not treat this as fiction. This is the living, breathing reality of today's coin world. For collectors, wisdom walks beside excitement. Protect a coin like this from harsh cleaning, from careless fingers, from plastic that suffocates its natural skin. Study certified examples. Learn the texture of genuine San Francisco strikes, and trust only respected grading authorities. Patience is your silent partner. Rushing can break the spell of future fortune. Those who treat such coins with respect often watch their treasures grow stronger with every passing year. In the end, the 1942 with S Mercury dime is more than entry number 2 on our list. It is a symbol that greatness often hides behind calm beauty. It reminds us that American history still sleeps in everyday places, waiting for sharp eyes to wake it. Whoever owns this coin is not simply a collector. They are a guardian of a powerful legacy, a person walking with big money, big treasure resting quietly in their pocket. And remember, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every single day, revealing coins that can turn ordinary moments into extraordinary destinies. Stay with me. The next Mercury dime on our journey carries an even deeper shock, and the story is only getting hotter. Coin number 3. The year 1943 stands like a thunderclap in American history. The world was burning in war, and every factory whistle, every train, every heartbeat of the nation was pointed toward victory. In the middle of that storm, inside the Denver Mint, a Mercury dime was struck that would travel through decades of hope, fear, and rebuilding. No one in that year imagined that this small silver witness would one day be spoken about in the same breath as hidden treasure. The brown dots resting on its surface today are like quiet memories from those dramatic times, and the almost fine condition gives it a dignity that feels stronger than age itself. When you look at a 1943 Mercury dime with the proud D mint mark, you are staring into a mirror of wartime America. The Denver Mint worked under enormous pressure, and coins from this facility carry a personality different from any other. That single letter D beneath the fasces is not just a mark of origin. It is a signature of destiny. Collectors feel it immediately, as if the coin is whispering that it has survived things most objects never could. The brown toning scattered across the fields proves it lived a real life, moving from hand to hand while the nation fought for its future. The design of the Mercury dime seems almost prophetic on this piece. Liberty wearing her winged cap symbolizes freedom of thought, something Americans were defending with everything they had in 1943. On the reverse, the fasces stands for strength and unity, wrapped with an olive branch promising peace. These symbols appear sharper than expected for an almost fine coin, giving the impression that history refused to erase them. Experts say that coins from the war years often carry a special energy, and this Denver strike is a perfect example of that mysterious aura. What makes this coin truly unique is the character written across its surface. The brown dots are not weaknesses, they are honest badges of age. the kind of natural toning that seasoned collectors respect deeply. In a world where many coins have been cleaned, polished, and stripped of their soul, this 1943 with D remains authentic and fearless. The rims still protect the design, the date stands clear like a declaration, and the overall look tells anyone with knowledge that this is a survivor, not a victim. Rarity wrapped inside a wartime date creates explosive collector demand. Millions of dimes were struck in 1943, yet the cruel journey of time spared only a small number in desirable condition. Soldiers carried them overseas, families spent them during rationing years, and countless pieces were melted when silver prices rose. What remains today is a narrow doorway into the past, and buyers across America are pushing toward that door with growing urgency. Every time a genuine example appears, the competition becomes almost electric. There is a deeply human side to this coin that touches the heart. Imagine it jingling in the pocket of a young man boarding a troop train, or resting in the purse of a mother, praying for her son's safe return. This dime may have bought newspapers announcing historic battles or paid for a simple meal during uncertain days. Those invisible stories give it weight beyond silver, and that emotional gravity is exactly why collectors refuse to let it go once they find one. The 1943 with D Mercury dime also carries technical strengths that excite specialists. The Denver strike often shows bold central details, and on this piece, the feathers of liberty and the bands of the fasces still breathe with life. The almost fine condition balances wear and beauty perfectly, creating the kind of eye appeal that photographs struggle to capture. Many experts say coins like this choose their owners, calling to people who understand that true treasure is not always shiny. It is genuine. Demand for this date is rising like a steady drumbeat. New American collectors are entering the market every day, searching for coins connected to powerful moments in national history. Supply, however, is not increasing. It is fading as more examples disappear into permanent collections. Market veterans warn that hesitation is dangerous because opportunities connected to the 1943 with D are becoming thinner with every season. The coin world is speaking clearly, and wise listeners are paying attention. Now the suspense opens its final door. The current market value of the 1943 Mercury dime with D mint mark, brown dots in almost fine condition, is an extraordinary $260 zeroth. That figure is not just a number. It is a mountain of real treasure, sleeping inside a coin smaller than your fingertip. This is the kind of discovery that can transform a family story in a single moment, the sort of big money people dream about but rarely believe is possible. Authorities in today's market confirm that values for elite wartime Mercury dimes continue climbing day by day, and this piece stands directly in the path of that rising power. Do not treat this as imagination. I'm telling you the living truth of the present market. For collectors, the path forward must be walked with respect. Never clean such a coin, never rub away the very history that gives it strength. Use proper holders, learn the authentic Denver characteristics, and seek trusted grading when the time is right. Patience is a silent engine that can multiply future rewards, and those who guard their treasures wisely often watch them grow like sleeping giants. In closing, the 1943 with D Mercury dime is more than the third coin on our journey. It is a reminder that even in the darkest years of America, objects of incredible value were being born. Whoever holds this piece holds a roaring slice of history and a treasure that speaks louder with every passing year. Big money, big destiny, resting quietly in a single small circle of silver. And never forget, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every day, uncovering coins that can change ordinary lives into legendary stories. Stay close, the next revelation in our top 10 is coming, and the shock is only getting greater. Coin 4. The year 1931 arrived like a heavy chapter in America's story. The Great Depression had tightened its grip. Dreams felt fragile, and ordinary people were learning how to survive on hope and faith. Inside the Philadelphia Mint, while the nation worried about tomorrow, a Mercury dime was quietly struck that would one day stand among the kings of American coinage. This coin traveled through soup line years, through dusty pockets and worn leather purses, carrying the worries of real families. The black spots resting on its surface today are not flaws. They are echoes of those hard times, and the fine condition it still holds feels like a miracle written in silver. To hold a 1931 Mercury dime without a mint mark is to shake hands with the soul of Depression-era America. The absence of a mint mark tells us it was born in Philadelphia, the mother city of U.S. Coinage, where generations of history were pressed into metal. Collectors know that coins from this date carry a special gravity because 1931 was not a year of abundance. It was a year of survival. Many coins were spent immediately for bread, rent, or medicine, and very few were saved with care. That is why this piece stands today like a survivor walking out of a storm with its head still high. The design on this coin feels almost defiant. Liberty wearing her winged cap represents freedom of thought, and on this specimen, her portrait still breathes with strength despite the decades. The reverse fasces, symbol of unity and power, remains clear enough to remind us that America refused to fall even when the economy did. Those black spots scattered across the fields are natural marks of age, like fingerprints left by time itself. Experts often say that honest toning is the language through which a coin tells the truth, and this 1931 speaks loudly and proudly. What makes this dime unique is the character hidden in its details. The fine condition preserves the structure of the design while still showing that it lived a real life. The rims guard the artwork like old stone walls, and the date stands firm as a signature from another century. Many coins have been polished into lifeless mirrors, but this one kept its soul. Seasoned collectors can feel the difference immediately, the way a historian feels when touching an original document instead of a copy. Rarity surrounds the 1931 date like a halo. Production numbers were lower than many surrounding years, and the brutal circulation of the Depression destroyed countless examples. Families did not think about collecting, they thought about eating. As a result, finding a genuine 1931 Mercury dime in fine condition today is like discovering a bottle that crossed an ocean intact. Demand among American collectors has grown intense because people are no longer chasing metal. They are chasing stories of resilience. Imagine the journey this coin may have taken. It could have paid for a loaf of bread in a small Midwestern town or rattled in the pocket of a father searching for work. It might have sat on a shop counter while a worried mother counted every cent. All those invisible moments now sleep inside this little circle of silver. That emotional weight is exactly why serious buyers feel their pulse rise when a true 1931 appears before them. From a technical view, this coin offers features that excite the most demanding experts. The Philadelphia strike often shows elegant detail, and on this piece, the feather lines of Liberty and the structure of the fasces remain respectable and honest. The black spots create dramatic contrast that gives the coin unforgettable eye appeal. In the high world of numismatics, eye appeal can be more powerful than numbers, and this dime possesses that magnetic presence. Collector demand for the 1931 no-mint Mercury dime is moving like a rising tide. Every year, more Americans enter the hobby searching for coins tied to meaningful chapters of national history. Supply, however, is shrinking as long-term collectors lock their treasures away. Market voices repeat the same message. Opportunities connected to this date are becoming rarer with each passing season, and those who hesitate may watch the door close forever. Now the moment of revelation arrives. The current market value of the 1931 Mercury dime without mint mark, showing black spots in fine condition, is an astonishing $298. Think about the weight of that truth. A single coin carrying a treasure powerful enough to reshape a lifetime. This is the kind of big money that most people only hear about in legends, yet it lives today inside real collections across America. Specialists confirm that the market for elite Depression-era Mercury dimes continues climbing day by day, and this piece stands like a shining peak on that mountain. Do not treat this as a dream. I am speaking the absolute reality of today's market. For collectors, wisdom must walk beside excitement. Never attempt to clean a coin like this. Those black spots are part of its identity and strength. Protect it from moisture, careless handling, and untrusted holders. Study authentic Philadelphia characteristics and seek professional grading when the time comes. Patience can turn a powerful treasure into an even greater one, and those who respect their coins often watch value grow like a silent empire. In closing, the 1931 Mercury dime without mint mark is far more than number 4 on our list. It is a symbol of American endurance, a treasure born in hardship and still standing proud. Whoever owns this coin holds not just silver, but a roaring piece of history, big money resting quietly in the palm of a hand, a treasure many search for all their lives. And remember, on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every single day, revealing coins that can turn ordinary people into guardians of extraordinary wealth. Stay with me. The next Mercury dime in our top 10 carries an even greater shock, and the journey is only getting more powerful. Coin number 5. The year 1941 stands at the doorway between peace and thunder. America was still breathing ordinary life, yet the winds of World War were already touching the horizon. In that dramatic season inside the Philadelphia Mint, a Mercury dime was struck that would travel through one of the most powerful turning points in human history. This coin was born just before the nation changed forever, and the black layer resting across its surface today feels like a shadow left by those historic days. Its beautiful look and very fine condition make it appear less like an object and more like a time traveler that refused to fade. To gaze upon a 1941 Mercury dime without a mint mark is to look directly into the face of pre-war America. The missing mint mark quietly declares its Philadelphia origin, the heart of U.S. coinage where tradition met precision. Collectors know that coins from this year carry a special emotion because they represent the last breath of an era before everything shifted. This piece may have been jingling in pockets when radios announced shocking news from overseas, when families were still innocent of what was coming. The black layer that covers parts of the coin is not darkness. It is history wearing a cloak. The design of the Mercury dime seems almost prophetic on this specimen. Liberty with her winged cap symbolizes freedom of thought, and in 1941 that freedom was about to be tested like never before. On this coin, her portrait remains strong and confident, the lines of her hair still dancing beneath decades of gentle wear. The reverse fasces and olive branch, standing for strength and peace, appear bold and meaningful, as if reminding us that America would soon need both. Experts often say that coins carry the spirit of the year they were born, and this 1941 feels charged with anticipation. What makes this particular coin extraordinary is the harmony between age and beauty. The black layer across its surface creates a dramatic, almost artistic contrast that gives the dime unforgettable eye appeal. The very fine condition preserves remarkable detail. The rims are firm, the lettering confident, and the central device is still proud. In a market crowded with overcleaned and lifeless pieces, this coin stands natural and honest, like an old photograph that has never been retouched. Rarity walks beside this date with quiet authority. Although many dimes were struck in 1941, the storm of the following years scattered them into hard circulation. Wartime spending, melting programs, and decades of everyday use slowly erased huge numbers. Finding an example today with such a beautiful look and very fine preservation is like discovering a survivor stepping out of a long tunnel. That scarcity has turned the 1941 no-mint Mercury dime into a magnet that pulls collectors from every corner of the United States. There's also a deeply human heartbeat inside this coin. Imagine it paying for a newspaper the morning after historic headlines, or resting in the pocket of someone hearing the name Pearl Harbor for the first time. Perhaps it helped buy a train ticket for a young man on his way to enlist, or groceries for a family learning to live with uncertainty. Those unseen stories are locked forever in the silver, and that emotional gravity is exactly why serious buyers feel such passion for this date. From a technical perspective, specialists admire the Philadelphia strike quality visible here. The feather details in Liberty's cap remain clear, and the bands of the fasces show respectable separation. The black layer enhances rather than hides the design, proving that nature can be the greatest artist. Coins with this level of eye appeal often outshine technically higher grades, because collectors fall in love with character more than numbers. Demand for the 1941 Mercury dime has become a powerful current. Every year, new enthusiasts enter the hobby, searching for coins tied to meaningful American chapters. Supply, however, is quietly disappearing as more pieces are locked into permanent collections. Market veterans repeat the same warning like a drumbeat. Opportunities connected to this date are growing thinner, and the climb in value is gaining speed. Those who recognize the moment understand they're standing in front of a closing door. Now the long-held suspense opens. The current market value of the 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark, carrying a black layer and beautiful look in very fine condition, stands at an incredible $285. Zeroth. Let that truth echo in your mind. A treasure powerful enough to change a destiny, sleeping inside a coin smaller than a heartbeat. This is the kind of big money that feels like legend, yet it is the living reality of today's market. Experts across America confirm that values for elite Mercury dimes continue rising day by day, and this piece walks at the front of that rising wave. I'm not speaking fiction, I'm telling you the honest, present truth. For collectors, the road must be walked with respect and intelligence. Never attempt to clean away the black layer that gives this coin its soul. Protect it from careless handling, from harsh environments, and from untrusted storage. Learn the authentic traits of Philadelphia strikes. And when the moment is right, trust only respected professional grading. Patience can transform a mighty treasure into an even greater one, and those who guard history wisely often watch fortune grow beside them. In conclusion, the 1941 no-mint Mercury dime is far more than coin number 5 on our list. It is a bridge between two Americas, a symbol of beauty surviving on the edge of war. Whoever owns this piece holds big money, big treasure resting quietly in the palm, a prize many people search for their entire lives and never find. And remember, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every day, uncovering coins that can turn ordinary stories into extraordinary destinies. Stay close. The next revelation in our top 10 will strike even deeper, and the excitement is only climbing higher. Coin number 6. The year 1923 rose like a bright sunrise over America. The nation was stepping out of the shadows of World War I, jazz music was floating through city streets, and people believed the future was made of pure possibility. Inside the legendary San Francisco Mint, a Mercury dime was struck that would travel through nearly a century of American life. This coin moved through the hands of dreamers, workers, and families who never imagined that the small silver piece they used for everyday needs would one day be spoken about as a towering treasure. The brown dots resting on its surface today are like tiny footprints left by time itself, and the circulated condition proves it lived a real and meaningful life. To hold a 1923 Mercury dime with the proud S Mint mark is to touch the pulse of the roaring 20s. San Francisco coins have always carried a special spirit, shaped by the energy of the West Coast and the smaller mintages that often came from that facility. The letter S beneath the fasces is more than a simple mark. It is a seal of identity that makes collectors' hearts beat faster. Experts know that many San Francisco issues from the early 1920s vanished into heavy circulation or were lost forever, and that reality has wrapped this date in a cloak of scarcity. The Mercury design appears almost poetic on this piece. Liberty wearing her winged cap represents freedom of thought, a symbol perfectly matched to the bold optimism of 1923. Even in circulated condition, her portrait still speaks with dignity, and the reverse fasces and olive branch continue to declare strength and peace. The brown dots scattered across the fields are not damage. They are honest signs of age, the kind of natural toning that serious numismatists treasure because it proves a coin has not been stripped of its soul. What makes this coin unique is the powerful combination of history and authenticity. It was not locked away in a drawer for decades. It walked through the real world. It may have paid for a trolley ride in San Francisco, a cup of coffee in a small-town diner, or a child's first movie ticket during the golden age of silent film. Every mark on its surface is a silent witness to those ordinary but precious moments. Collectors often say that circulated coins tell louder stories than perfect ones, and this 1923S tells a masterpiece. Rarity surrounds this date like a quiet storm. While production numbers were respectable, survival rates were not. The booming economy of the 1920S meant coins were used hard, and later decades of melting and loss thinned the population even further. Today, finding a genuine 1923S Mercury dime with attractive original toning is like discovering a message in a bottle that crossed 100 years of ocean. Demand among American collectors has become fierce because people are no longer buying just metal. They're buying connection to a magical decade. There is an emotional gravity to this coin that reaches beyond charts and books. Imagine it resting in the pocket of a young couple walking to a dance hall or sliding across a counter to pay for a newspaper announcing Lindbergh's latest adventure. Perhaps it jingled beside other change while a family planned a better future. Those invisible stories live inside the silver, and that heartbeat of humanity is exactly why serious buyers chase this date with almost reverent passion. From a technical angle, the San Francisco strike characteristics give this coin additional charm. Even with circulation, the central details hold respectable presence, and the rims frame the design like an old portrait. The brown dots create contrast that enhances eye appeal, making the dime stand out in any collection. Specialists often remind newcomers that eye appeal can be more powerful than technical grade, and this piece carries the kind of presence that stops conversations at coin shows. Collector demand for the 1923 with S Mercury dime is climbing like a strong tide. Every year, new enthusiasts enter the field, searching for coins tied to the excitement of early 20th century America. Supply, however, continues to shrink as more examples disappear into long-term collections. Market voices repeat the same truth. Opportunities connected to this date are becoming rarer with each passing season, and those who hesitate risk watching the door close forever. Now the long road of suspense reaches its shining peak. The current market value of the 1923 Mercury dime with S mint mark, brown dots in circulated condition, is an extraordinary $310, zero. Let that reality sink deep. A single small coin carrying the power of a massive treasure. This is the kind of big money that can rewrite destinies, the sort of fortune most people believe exists only in dreams. Authorities in today's market confirm that elite San Francisco Mercury dimes continue rising day by day, and this piece stands proudly among the leaders of that ascent. I'm not telling a fairy tale. This is the absolute truth of the present market. For collectors, the guidance must be clear and respectful. Never attempt to clean away those brown dots that prove originality. Guard the coin from moisture, careless handling, and doubtful storage. Study genuine San Francisco traits, and when the moment arrives, trust only respected professional grading. Patience is a silent partner that can multiply future reward, and those who protect history wisely often watch fortune grow beside them. In closing, the 1923 with S Mercury dime is far more than coin number 6 on our list. It is a glowing fragment of the Roaring Twenties, a treasure that walked through real American dreams and still stands proud today. Whoever owns this piece holds big money, big treasure resting quietly in the palm, a prize that many search for all their lives without success. And never forget, on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every single day, revealing coins that can transform ordinary lives into legendary stories. Stay with me. The next Mercury dime in our top 10 will shake your imagination even harder, and the journey is only getting more electrifying. Coin number 7. The year 1934 was a year of stubborn hope. America was still climbing out of the deep valley of the Great Depression, and every coin in circulation felt like a soldier fighting for survival. Inside the Denver Mint, far from the crowded streets of the East, a Mercury dime was struck that would one day become a legend whispered among collectors. This small silver traveler moved through a nation learning to breathe again, passing from calloused hands to hopeful pockets. The brown spots resting on its surface today are like quiet memories from those difficult days, and the fine condition it still carries feels almost heroic. To look at a 1934 Mercury dime with the proud D mint mark is to face the spirit of resilience. Denver coins from this era were born in smaller numbers and often worked harder in circulation than their Philadelphia cousins. That single letter D beneath the fasces is like a heartbeat telling us where the journey began. Collectors understand that this mint mark transforms the coin from ordinary into extraordinary, because survival rates for this date are painfully thin. Many were spent without mercy during years when every cent mattered. The design of the Mercury dime seems to speak directly from the past on this specimen. Liberty wearing her wing cap represents freedom of thought, something Americans were desperately trying to protect during economic darkness. Even in fine condition, her portrait remains confident, as if refusing to bow to hardship. On the reverse, the fasces bound with an olive branch still declare strength balanced by peace. The brown spots scattered across the coin are not wounds. They are natural signatures written by time, the kind of honest toning that experts respect, like the patina on an ancient statue. What makes this coin truly unique is the character that flows through its details. The fine condition preserves enough sharpness to let the design breathe, while the gentle wear proves it lived a real life among real people. The rims stand firm like old city walls, the date speaks clearly, and the overall look carries a warmth that overpolished coins can never imitate. Seasoned numismatists often say that authenticity has a voice, and this 1934 with D speaks with a strong American accent. Rarity walks beside this date like a loyal shadow. The mid-1930s were not kind of coins. They were tools for survival, not collectibles. Countless examples were worn flat, lost in moves, or melted when silver prices tempted destruction. What remains today in true fine condition is only a small island in a wide ocean. Demand has grown fierce because modern collectors are chasing pieces connected to meaningful chapters of national history. And the 1934D stands at the center of that story. There's also a deeply human emotion tied to this dime. Imagine it paying for a warm meal in a struggling cafe, or jingling beside a few other coins while a father searched for work. Perhaps it helped purchase school supplies for a child whose family refused to surrender to despair. Those invisible moments now sleep inside this silver circle, giving it a heartbeat far louder than its size. That emotional power is exactly why serious buyers feel drawn to it as if by gravity. From a technical standpoint, the Denver strike on this coin offers features that excite the most careful eyes. The feather details in Liberty's cap remain visible, and the facets bands show honest structure. The brown spots create contrast that highlights the devices instead of hiding them, granting the coin remarkable eye appeal. In the high world of rare coins, eye appeal often rules kingdoms, and this piece wears that crown naturally. Collector demand for the 1934 with D Mercury dime is rising like a strong river after rain. Every season, new American enthusiasts step into the market searching for treasures tied to resilience and recovery. Supply, however, continues to shrink as more examples disappear into private vaults and long-term collections. Market veterans repeat the same warning with serious voices. Opportunities connected to this date are becoming narrower, and the climb in value is gaining unstoppable momentum. Now the curtain of suspense lifts completely. The current market value of the 1934 Mercury dime with D mint mark, brown spots, and fine condition is a breathtaking $295 zeroth. Let that truth stand tall in your mind, a single coin carrying the weight of a massive treasure. This is the kind of big money that can change family destinies overnight, a fortune resting quietly in metal, smaller than a heartbeat. Specialists across today's market confirm that elite Denver Mercury dimes continue to rise day by day, and this piece stands proudly among the champions of that ascent. Do not treat this as imagination. I'm telling you the clear reality of the present market. For collectors, the path must be walked with respect and wisdom. Never clean away those brown spots that prove originality and age. Protect the coin from moisture, careless hands, and doubtful holders. Study genuine Denver characteristics and rely on trusted professional grading when the time arrives. Patience is a powerful companion, and those who guard such treasures carefully often watch their value grow like a silent empire. In closing, the 1934 with D Mercury dime is far more than coin number 7 on our journey. It is a symbol of American endurance, a treasure born in struggle and still standing proud today. Whoever owns this piece holds big money, big destiny resting gently in the palm, a prize that many search for their entire lives without ever touching. And remember, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every single day, uncovering coins that can turn ordinary stories into extraordinary wealth. Stay close. The next Mercury dime in our top 10 will hit even harder, and the excitement is climbing to unbelievable heights. Coin number 8. The year 1921 stands like a legendary gateway in American coin history. The nation was stepping out of the shadows of World War I, industries were waking up, and a new decade of roaring ambition was preparing to explode. In that powerful moment, inside the Denver Mint, a Mercury dime was struck that would one day be treated not as spare change but as a crown jewel of numismatics. This coin walked through a century of American dreams, and the gray layer resting across its surface today feels like a silver cloak woven by time itself. Its fine condition gives it the posture of an honored survivor. To encounter a 1921 Mercury dime with the D mint mark is to meet one of the most dramatic dates in the entire series. Experts speak of 1921 with almost sacred respect because production that year was mysteriously low, especially in Denver. The letter D beneath the fasces is not just an origin mark. It is a badge that opens doors in the collector world. Many coins from this year never had a chance to survive heavy circulation, and those that did were often worn into ghosts. That is why this piece stands today like a rare star in a dark sky. The design on this coin seems to carry the energy of a nation ready to reinvent itself. Liberty wearing her wing cap symbolizes freedom of thought, perfectly matching the spirit of 1921 when Americans were eager to build a bold future. Even in fine condition, her portrait retains strength, and the reverse fasces bound with an olive branch still proclaims unity and peace. The gray layer covering parts of the coin is not dullness. It is a natural armor created by decades, the kind of toning that tells specialists they are looking at something genuine and untouched. What makes this dime truly unique is the marriage between rarity and presence. The fine condition preserves essential detail while allowing the coin to remain honest about its long journey. The rims guard the artwork like faithful sentries, and the date stands clear as a signature from another age. The gray toning creates a noble appearance that many collectors actually prefer over bright shine, because it feels real, dignified, and powerful. Rarity surrounds the 1921D like a legend wrapped in mist. Mintage numbers for this year were shockingly small compared to surrounding dates, and the few coins released were used hard in everyday commerce. Later decades of melting and loss reduced the population even further. Finding one today in true fine condition is like discovering a relic that crossed a century without losing its voice. Demand among American collectors has become intense because this date is considered one of the key pillars of the Mercury series. There's also a deep human heartbeat inside this coin. Imagine it traveling through the early 1920s, paying for train rides, newspapers, or a simple cup of coffee while America learned to celebrate again. Perhaps it rested in the pocket of a worker building the new modern nation, or in the purse of someone saving for a better tomorrow. Those invisible stories now sleep within the silver, giving the coin an emotional gravity that numbers alone can never measure. From a technical viewpoint, the Denver strike characteristics visible here excite even the most demanding experts. The feather details in Liberty's cap remain present. The fasces shows respectable structure, and the overall balance of wear creates exceptional eye appeal. Specialists often remind newcomers that coins like this are not judged only by grade but by personality, and this 1921 with D possesses the kind of personality that commands respect across any table. Collector demand for the 1921 with D Mercury dime has turned into a powerful movement. Every year, more enthusiasts learn that this date is one of the true giants of American coinage. Supply, however, continues to shrink as long-term collectors lock their treasures away like family heirlooms. Market voices repeat the same truth with growing urgency. Opportunities connected to the 1921 with D are becoming rarer than ever, and the upward climb in value feels unstoppable. Now the suspense reaches its golden summit. The current market value of the 1921 Mercury dime with D mint mark, gray layer, in fine condition is an astonishing $350. Zeroth. Let that reality echo like thunder. A single small coin carrying the power of a life-changing treasure. This is the kind of big money that most people believe exists only in legends, yet it lives today in the real hands of real collectors. Authorities across the market confirm that elite key date Mercury dimes continue rising day by day, and this piece stands among the highest peaks of that mountain. I'm not speaking fiction, this is the absolute truth of the present market. For collectors, the wisdom is clear and sacred. Never clean away the gray layer that gives this coin its noble soul. Protect it from careless touch, harsh environments, and untrusted storage. Study genuine Denver features and rely on respected professional grading when the moment arrives. Patience can transform a mighty treasure into an even greater one, and those who respect history often watch fortune walk beside them. In closing, the 1921 with D Mercury dime is far more than coin number 8 on our journey. It is a legendary key to the entire series, a treasure born at the dawn of a roaring decade and still standing proud today. Whoever owns this piece holds big money, big destiny resting quietly in the palm, a prize many search for all their lives and never find. And remember, on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every single day, revealing coins that can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Stay with me. The next Mercury dime in our top 10 will strike even deeper, and the excitement is climbing beyond imagination. Coin number 9. The year 1930 arrived like the quiet breath before a storm. America was standing on the edge of the Great Depression, not yet fully aware of how deeply life would change. Inside the Philadelphia Mint, amid the last echoes of the Roaring Twenties, a Mercury dime was struck that would travel through one of the most dramatic decades in our nation's story. This coin witnessed the fall of fortunes and the rise of resilience, and the gray layer resting across its surface today feels like a protective veil woven by time. Its beautiful look and very fine condition give it the presence of a survivor who refused to bow. To study a 1930 Mercury dime without a mint mark is to meet a piece born at the turning point of American destiny. The missing mint mark quietly declares its Philadelphia origin, the cradle of U.S. coinage where artistry and precision walk together. Collectors understand that coins from this year carry special emotion because 1930 was the bridge between carefree prosperity and hard reality. This dime may have been among the last cheerful coins spent before wallets grew thin and hope grew heavy. That story lives inside its silver heart. The Mercury design appears almost timeless on this specimen. Liberty wearing her winged cap symbolizes freedom of thought, and on this coin her portrait still breathes with elegant strength. The reverse fasces and olive branch stand for unity and peace, messages America desperately needed in the years that followed. The gray layer spread across the fields is not dullness. It is the natural signature of age, the kind of toning that serious collectors treasure, because it proves the coin has never been robbed of its authenticity. What makes this coin unique is the harmony between beauty and honesty. The very fine condition preserves remarkable detail. The rims remain confident, the lettering sharp, and the central device is proud. The gray toning wraps the coin like an antique frame around a priceless painting, creating eye appeal that polished pieces can never imitate. Experts often say that true greatness in coins is felt before it is measured, and this 1930 speaks to the heart immediately. Rarity walks closely with this date. Although production was not tiny, the brutal years that followed sent most examples into relentless circulation. Families used every coin without mercy, and later silver melts claimed countless more. Finding a genuine 1930 Mercury dime today with such a beautiful look is like discovering a survivor stepping out of a long, hard winter. Demand among American collectors has grown intense because this coin represents the last light of an era. There is a deeply human echo inside this dime. Imagine it paying for a trolley ride, while jazz still floated through city air, or resting in the pocket of someone who had not yet heard the word depression with fear. Perhaps it bought groceries for a family trying to hold on to normal life, or jingled beside other change as dreams slowly adjusted to reality. Those invisible moments now sleep within the silver, giving it an emotional gravity far greater than its size. From a technical perspective, the Philadelphia strike on this coin shows qualities that delight specialists. The feather lines in Liberty's cap remain visible, and the fasces retains clear structure. The overall balance between wear and preservation creates outstanding eye appeal, the kind that makes collectors pause and breathe deeper. In the high realm of numismatics, presence often outweighs perfection, and this piece carries presence like a crown. Collector demand for the 1930 no-mint Mercury dime is moving upward like a steady flame. Each year, new enthusiasts search for coins tied to meaningful American chapters, and supply continues to shrink as more examples disappear into permanent collections. Market veterans speak with one voice. Opportunities connected to this date are becoming narrower, and the climb in value feels inevitable and powerful. Now the long-held suspense reaches its shining moment. The current market value of the 1930 Mercury dime without mint mark, gray layer, and beautiful look in very fine condition is an impressive $300 zero. Let that truth stand tall in your mind. A treasure capable of transforming a lifetime, resting inside a coin smaller than a heartbeat. This is the kind of big money people whisper about, yet it is real and alive in today's market. Specialists confirm that values for elite Mercury dimes continue rising day by day, and this piece walks proudly in that ascending parade. Do not treat this as imagination. I'm telling you the clear reality of the present moment. For collectors, respect must guide every step. Never clean away the gray layer that gives this coin its noble soul. Guard it from careless touch, harsh environments, and doubtful storage. Study authentic Philadelphia characteristics and trust only respected professional grading when the time arrives. Patience can turn a powerful treasure into an even greater one, and those who protect history wisely often watch fortune grow beside them. In closing, the 1930 Mercury dime without mint mark is far more than coin number 9 on our journey. It is a bridge between two Americas, a treasure carrying the last glow of the 20s and the first shadows of the 30s. Whoever owns this piece holds big money, big treasure resting gently in the palm, a prize many search for their entire lives without success. And remember, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every day, uncovering coins that can turn ordinary stories into extraordinary destinies. Stay with me. The final Mercury dime in our top 10 is approaching, and the coming revelation will be the most powerful of all. Coin number 10. The year 1941 will forever stand like a turning page in the Book of America. It was a year that began in ordinary rhythm and ended with the thunder of history. In that unforgettable season inside the San Francisco Mint, a Mercury dime was struck that would walk through the final months of peace and the first footsteps of war. This coin passed through the hands of a nation about to change, and the brown dots resting on its surface today feel like quiet witnesses to those emotional days. Its circulated condition does not weaken its spirit. It strengthens it, proving that this piece lived among real people in real moments. To encounter a 1941 Mercury dime with the S Mint mark is to meet a coin born on the edge of destiny. San Francisco issues have always carried a special magnetism, shaped by lower mintages and the rugged character of the West Coast. That single letter S beneath the fasces is like a heartbeat announcing noble origin. Collectors know that many S Mint coins from this era were used heavily in everyday commerce, and only a courageous few survived with recognizable beauty. This piece stands among those survivors, proud and unashamed of its journey. The Mercury design appears deeply meaningful on this specimen. Liberty wearing her winged cap symbolizes freedom of thought, a freedom America would soon defend with everything it possessed. Even in circulated condition, her portrait remains confident, and the reverse fasces bound with an olive branch still proclaim strength married to peace. The brown dots scattered across the fields are not scars. They are natural signatures left by decades, the kind of honest toning that seasoned experts value, like the patina on an ancient monument. What makes this coin unique is the powerful story written across its surface. It was not hidden away from life, it walked directly through it. Perhaps it paid for a newspaper carrying headlines the morning after Pearl Harbor, or bought a warm meal for someone listening anxiously to radio bulletins. Maybe it rested in the pocket of a young worker who would soon wear a uniform. Every mark on this dime is a silent word from those days, and that authenticity gives it a soul that perfect coins can never imitate. Rarity surrounds the 1941 with S like a quiet crown. Although many were struck, the storm of the warriors and decades of circulation reduced the population brutally. Silver drives, melting programs, and simple loss erase countless examples. To find one today with attractive original characters like discovering a survivor stepping out of a crowded battlefield. Demand among American collectors has become passionate because this coin represents the emotional doorway into the World War II era. There's a deeply human heartbeat inside this dime. Imagine it jingling in a sailor's pocket on the streets of San Francisco, or sliding across a counter to buy stamps for a letter sent overseas. It may have comforted a family saving every cent while the future felt uncertain. Those invisible stories now sleep within the silver, and that emotional gravity pulls collectors toward this date with almost irresistible force. From a technical view, the San Francisco strike qualities remain visible despite circulation. The feathers of liberty still whisper their shape, the fasces retains honorable structure, and the overall balance creates remarkable eye appeal. The brown dots add contrast that highlights the design instead of hiding it. Specialists often say that true collectors fall in love with character, and this 1941S possesses character like an old American song. Collector demand for this coin is climbing with unstoppable energy. Each year, new enthusiasts search for pieces connected to the dramatic opening chapter of the 1940S. Supply, however, continues to shrink as more examples disappear into long-term collections that may never release them again. Market voices speak clearly. Opportunities tied to the 1941S are becoming rarer with every season, and the rise in value is gathering strength like a powerful tide. Now the final curtain of suspense lifts. The current market value of the 1941 Mercury dime with S mint mark, brown dots in circulated condition, is a remarkable $280 zeroth. Let that truth stand like a mountain in your mind. A single small coin carrying the force of a massive treasure. This is the kind of big money that can reshape a family legacy overnight. Wealth resting quietly in metal smaller than a heartbeat. Authorities across today's market confirm that elite Mercury dimes continue rising day by day, and this piece walks proudly among those champions. I'm not speaking fantasy, I'm telling you the living reality of this moment. For collectors, the guidance must be honored like law. Never clean away those brown dots that guard the coin's originality. Protect it from careless touch, harsh environments, and doubtful storage. Learn the authentic traits of San Francisco strikes, and trust only respected professional grading. Patience is a powerful ally, and those who treat such treasures with reverence often watch fortune grow beside them. In closing, the 1941S Mercury dime is the perfect crown to our top 10 journey. It is a symbol of America standing at the doorway of destiny, a treasure that walked through real history and still shines with power today. Whoever owns this piece holds big money, big treasure resting gently in the palm, a prize that many search for their entire lives and never find. And remember, on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, this channel brings fresh updates every single day, uncovering coins that can transform ordinary lives into legendary wealth. Thank you for walking through this incredible top 10 with me. Stay subscribed, stay curious, and keep searching because your own pocket might be hiding the next miracle.